The WWC, what the world is watching.
Welcome into the WWC. QB18 here, and there is an update rolling into Last War right now, and the community is furious. 21,000 dislikes on the notice. People are losing it that stuff's getting removed. And I'm about to tell you something that's going to sound insane. If you're free to play, this is some of the best news you've gotten. Because here's what nobody's stopping to talk about. Who actually used the stuff they're removing, right? Once you look at that, the whole thing flips. The people screaming aren't who you think. And the people quietly winning, also not who you think. So here's what I want you to do. Every time you hear somebody rage about one of these removals, I want you, if you're a free-to-play person, to do the opposite. Applaud it. And let's dig into why. So here's the notice. The big item landing is the daily sale pack is going away. One of the better per dollar value deals in the store. It's going to be gone as of the 25th. And the developers line echoes that they're doing this for you. Going back to their roots, taking the spending pressure off so you can just enjoy the game. Well, hold on to that for a second. Before this update, they'd already been chipping away for a while. Two things low and mid spenders leaned on are already gone. We know that. The custom weekly pass, that one stung for spenders because it was genuinely a big deal. You were able to pull a lot of stuff out of the custom weekly, and it was real progress for low money. People were right to be mad about that one when it was gone. But some of these items, I'm not here to tell you that you were wrong to be annoyed they're removing things. You did lose something. What I am here to show you is who's coming out ahead when all the dust settles for all of these moves. The other one was the $5 dailies that they used to have. That little daily buy you could grab for $5 already gone. Now, if you were free to play, applaud. Both times. Why? Because you weren't buying either one. They cost money. A free-to-play player never touched the custom weekly pass and never touched any $5 daily deals. So however big that loss was, and the custom weekly pass genuinely was big, it landed on spenders, not on free-to-play. Which brings us to right now, the daily sale, the $1 a day exclusive weapon shard pack. One of the best values per dollar in the whole store. That's the one getting pulled. And you already know what I'm going to say. Free to play? Applaud. You weren't buying the daily sale either. It's a paid pack. So removing it takes nothing from you. Zero. The only people who lose the daily sale are the people who were spending on it. Low spenders, mid spenders. The exact people the devs say they were protecting. That's three now. Custom weekly, $5, and the daily sale. Every one a paid option, a free to play, never used. So yeah, they've been taking some of these cheaper packs. But you know what else they've been doing? Squeezing the high spenders at the same time, just in a different spot. They capped how much you can dump into events. Glittering, mobilization, bounty hunter. If you were the guy dropping huge money in those, you can't anymore. There's a ceiling. They trimmed the weekly deals down too. Fewer of them appearing. And the daily event packs and the hot sale packs, the ones on drone day, building day, tech day, used to be a ladder. 5, 10, 20, 50, 100. They cut the top right off. The 20, 50, 100 gone. You can get the 5 and you get the 10. That's it. So put it together, top end, the whales got capped. The one thing they could always do, just outspend, throttled. Middle, the low, the mid, lost the cheap ladders. They're squeezing the whole spectrum in both directions at the same time. And a lot of the whales don't even need this cheap stuff anyway, right? They maxed accounts already have exclusive weapon 30, already at drone 250, maybe higher. They finished these systems a long time ago. The dollar packs were never for them anyway. But here's the catch, and this is who everybody forgets, and that's the old server whale. If you're a whale on a newer server, or you started later and you're still working your EWs up, you get hit. But here's the catch. All of this that we're talking about, that's the old server whale. If you're a whale on a newer server, or you started later and you're still working your EWs up, you got hit too. you never get those ladders the established people already have. And now they're gone before you could use them. So it's not really whales are fine. It's the players who already arrived are fine. And that cuts across every spend level. So follow it all the way down. Every lever they've pulled hits somebody who spends. Cap the events, that's the whales. Pull the packs, that's low and mid. There's exactly one group in this whole game that none of it touches. Free to play. You can't cap the spending of a person who doesn't spend. You can't take a pack away from somebody who never bought it. So while everybody who's still climbing gets frozen, whether they're a new server whale, a mid spender, a low spender, it doesn't matter. The free to play player just keeps doing the same thing they were already doing, getting free stuff. Let me be precise because I don't want to oversell it. Free to play isn't suddenly rich. Nothing new showed up in your inbox. You're better off relative to everybody above you because they slowed down and you didn't. It's a leveling, not a gift. And on exclusive weapons, it gets even better. Free-to-play players this season in Season 6 have been reporting around 200 EW shards a week from the free sources. Call it 800 a month if it holds up. And that's just been reported. I haven't sat down and counted a clean month myself. And we don't know it keeps past Season 6. But if that free flow holds, the free-to-play players climbing on weapons for free while the low spenders just lost the cheap shard packs, that's the gap closing. This isn't oversight. You can't erase 2 years of somebody else's spending in a month, 3 months, whatever. But the field stops pulling away from you and slow, patient accumulation finally gets to do its thing. And we're not going to pretend free-to-play got away clean. There was one exception, and it did matter. It was Decorate Your Dreams. That one did hit free-to-play. Had the free daily entry. It was one of the only ways free-to-play players could actually make a dent on decorations. It's gone. There wasn't a replacement. It got swept up with everything else. As you can see, though, they don't seem to have an answer yet for anybody to do deco. And here's why, honestly, I think they went after it. Decorations are just overpowered. The high VIP 18s, they've already have deco at like level 5, 6, 7. So honestly, they pulled Decorate Your Dreams and the max people keep everything they've already had. And the low spenders, mid spenders, and even free to play all get locked out of catching up. And that's the truth of where we are currently with deco. But credit where it is due, they did pull it and turn everyone's saved wish coins into bricks, and that allowed the free-to-play players to turn those bricks into Adventure Tailor. And if you get Adventure Tailor, you're able to get some deco and gold shards and stamina and gold resource chests every single day, which is exactly what free-to-play players need. Also, they just gave us 4,000 free bricks from the store, where you can use those to further Adventure Tailor. Everything they changed, decorations is the one place free-to-play actually could have lost ground. Everything else hit the people who spend. Now I want you to take that and go back and listen to the noise in the game with fresh ears and think about it. All that complaining and thumbs down right now, it's spenders. It's people mad they can't buy custom weekly pass, which free-to-play never used. Mad the daily sale is leaving, which free-to-play never used. You can scream about those packs all you want, but if you're screaming, you are buying them. That's how you tell. And the other thing is I'm hearing about people selling accounts. I'm watching people give away accounts. I've seen it, but that's okay. A lot of those accounts aren't getting scooped up by whales. They're going to people without big money to pour into the accounts. So those accounts probably don't explode in power. They go stale. So that just means the players who are racing ahead are probably slowing down or stopping, and the patient free-to-play accounts keep inching forward. But these accounts are not going to be THP rockets. You're not going to be able to fix this overnight and shoot up. So to me, the update everybody's mad about is a great thing that happened for free-to-play in the long run. I don't want you to take all this and think that I'm telling you the devs nailed it, because they didn't. They've been getting things wrong. And two of them I certainly want to talk about right now. First one is small, but to me is suspect. They let you vote on these updates. Thumbs up, thumbs down. You always see at the bottom here. And you can see this one is hated, 21 1,000 times, and that's awesome. I mean, people deserve to be able to be heard. But let's look at an update only 7 days ago. 0 and 0. The vote disappears once the notice ages. Now, I'm going to be here and tell you why. And I don't know how it works, or I'm not going to pretend that I know how it works. I'm just going to show you. You saw the 21,000, and now 7 days later, you see 0. So all I'm going to say is if you want the vote on record on the game here, you're going to have to take a screenshot, because for some reason, it's not sticking around. But my second one that I'm bothered by is a little bigger one. For me, the failure for the devs isn't what they removed. It's that they stopped telling us why. They opened with this going back to our roots email and then went quiet. And when a company goes quiet in the middle of a big change, the players write the story for them. And it's never a flattering one. You know, I want you to think about when Apple killed the headphone jack, right? They stood on stage and gave people their reasons. They said old tech was going away, the phone was going to get smaller, is a big thing that they're moving towards next, right? Now, was that all true? Nah, probably not really, considering AirPods came out a few months after. But who cares? It was a story people could come along with. The reasoning doesn't have to be perfect. It just has to exist. And that's what's missing. This company isn't bringing anybody on the journey. They're going, hey, trust me, I'm a corporation. And then they go silent. And I can tell historically, that's exactly when companies lose the people they're trying to keep. So I would actually say, if you want low spenders and mid spenders and free to play players to stay through all of these changes, bring them along on your journey. Tell us why you pulled them. Quit only asking VIP 18s what this game should be, and ask the players you say you're trying to keep. And that's it. That's where I leave you. Free to play players, to me, this is a good thing. It's a moment. You lost nothing except a little ground on Deco, and everybody above you is slow crawling now. Just ride the EWs and keep doing your thing. Low and mid spender, you're the one that's actually getting squeezed. And although you're getting squeezed, I would say don't fall for spending more on these big packs, the weekly ones that they're offering. Just go with the flow. Maybe even stop spending. You are only spending a little. Wait for the better deals. Maybe wait for the events. What they appear to have done here is take this slow, affordable climb away from the people who were climbing slowly. And the one guy who comes out ahead is the one who was never spending in the first place. Go to the comments in the video and let me know. Where do you sit? Are you free to play, low spend? Did this help you? Hey, discord.gg/join WWC. Discord's free. Check the link in the description. QB8 team out.
The bitch swing home runs, I'm hitting and I'll never look back. Moving on till I get it all. And we all got dreams, we all want things. But what you gonna do for it? How you gonna move for it? What you gonna be?